monstrous! My shape will not settle. Am I trapped here forever?
Why do you want the corona?
This is the night the Grelsted ghost walks again.
Where, Clemmy? Where is your ghost?
Clemmy!
What are you? Are you afraid? Will you struggle? Go on, put up a fight. Get away from me!
Edward, she'll trample you underfoot!
Let me feed.
You ought to stay here.
Yes, but
That aspidistra has a lean and hungry look. I like it not. Such aspidistras are dangerous, so don't let it out of your sight.
Hi everyone, TylerSky123 here, and today I have with me once again, TJ Productions.
Hello everyone.
And today we are going to be doing the final parts of Big Finish week. It's been quite a fun journey, and today we are talking about the fourth Doctor, the most recent Doctor to join up with Big Finish, Tom Baker. What would you say about him taking so long?
Yeah, he did take quite a while to get into Big Finish. His first release which came out was the fourth Doctor Lost Stories box set. So yeah, it did take a very long time. It was 2012 it was, I believe, if I'm right. Yeah, that's quite a long time, as all the other Doctors started in 1999 and Paul McGann in 2001, so he did take quite a while to get into Big Finish, but ever since he's signed up to Big Finish, he's done a good performance. I know he, at the start of it, you know, he did sound like he was, trying to think of what, trying too hard, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think he was trying too hard to kind of like sound a lot younger. But now
Yeah.
he's sort of like stopped doing that and he's just relaxed a bit more, and his voice is relaxed. It sort of like sounds a lot better now.
Yeah, I agree with that. He was trying too hard, but just playing it soft and calm, you can play the fourth Doctor well, and yeah, you see a big difference with season 1 all the way to say season 3 or 4.
Yeah. Like I almost prefer the softer, older voice that he has to the younger one back in the TV series. I'm not sure, actually. It's nicer to listen to, I'd say, which is good on audio. So what would you say about his first series with Leela?
Yeah, again, as I say, he tried too hard, but still he played the Doctor very well. He seemed like he did it with full enjoyment, enthusiasm, just like the sixth Doctor from the beginning. So he feels like he was comfortable with doing this. And Leela, I would say her voice hasn't really changed in season 1 at all. Some people complain she sounds a little bit old in some of her stories, but I think she does the performance very well. And season 1 is a pretty good season, not the outstanding one from the seasons to be released, but still a good one.
Yeah, it's an okay one in my opinion. I listened to them on BBC Radio 4 Extra when they came out.
Yeah, they're all for free, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that they're not as good as what would come later, but what they are, they're quite good. You know, fourth Doctor, as you said, his voice was a bit off, but other than that, I think Louise Jameson was excellent as Leela. They didn't really delve into her character too much like season 3 and 4 did, but you know, season 1, it's a solid start, I'd say. Not the best one, but not the worst one.
What do you think would be your favourite story out of it, Lon?
Probably The Wrath of the Iceni, I'd say.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, John Dorney.
Yeah, it's really good with character pieces, and this is definitely one of them. So that works quite well. And then, I haven't got any or heard any of series 2. What would you say about series 2 with Mary Tam, her last performance as Romana?
Yeah, that's sad, isn't it? But I don't have all of season 2 yet. That's the only one with gaps. I've got updated with season 4, 3 and 1. But they work together brilliantly. Season 2 is a fan favourite. A lot of people appreciate all the stories. I've only listened to Justice of Jaxar and the Antimatter, and the performance is great. It's a shame that Mary Tam died. I think it was cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame. That is a big shame. A brilliant performance, and I'm going to say that probably season 2 would turn out great, because so far with those two stories, they're absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and then moving on to series 3 now. This is probably quite a special series to me because it's the first thing I got from Big Finish. So it's almost got a bit of nostalgia going there as well. I just think it's quite a solid series, really.
Yeah, there's some downers here and there, but There's especially some big ones in season 3.
Yeah, I think Destroy the Infinite is a very strong story. That's probably the standout one. And also the King of Sontar, that's quite a good one too. That's probably the strongest opener.
That is a very strong Sontaran story.
Yeah, I think really did capture Sontarans there, John Dorney, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with the Terror of the Sontarans coming up in a bit. Yeah, and then do you want to skip forward to Series 4 now, what's come out so far?
Unfortunately, it's not been the best. The Exelons was okay. I only listened to it once, so maybe a second listen would do it. Darkness of Glass, if you love Philip Hinchcliffe era, it reminds me of Towns of Wayne Cheyenne characters and horror fan rock atmosphere, so that will intrigue some people. That's a very good one. That's a classic Philip Hinchcliffe era. Requiem for the Rocket Man's a good one. Deathmatch, again, I think I have to re-listen to that one. Suburban Hell is a massive downer, to be controversial. I know everyone loves it, but I don't love it. And Cloisters, I'm yet to listen to yet. I do have it, but still waiting to listen to that one.
Good. I've only listened to the Exelons. I think it's a meh start to the series, to be honest. I listened to it twice, and neither time really engaged me fully. But it's nice to have K-9 there as well. I think him being thrown in there is quite a nice addition, and sort of distinguishes it from Series 3 a bit, where it's just the Doctor and Leela.
Yeah. But it's just a little shame. You know, the Exelons really does suit her character. Tribes is brilliant for her. Warriors. It's just a shame, well, something happened to her in the story, which just didn't make her a part of episode 2, because there was a nice battle in that, if I can remember.
Yeah.
She wasn't a part of it.
And then, going back to Series 3 quickly, while we're on the topic of Leela, I think Series 3 did very much develop her character a lot and her relationship with the Doctor. I think there were some wonderful moments going on there. You got sort of like references to her father and whatnot, who appeared on TV, had like one line, and then died in the face of evil, and you never really hear him mentioned again, so it's nice to have them play on that father-daughter dynamic there as well.
Yeah.
Sort of like having the Doctor as his surrogate, as her surrogate father.
I remember that being very strong in the evil one.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of the evil one, but I think those character moments worked out quite well.
Yeah.
And also, sort of like played down throughout the whole series, really. There's sort of like the subtle hints of it and whatnot. So, yeah, I'd say that's quite good. You get sort of like the idea that she's homesick at some points as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say I was always season 3 started with very strong character relationship with the Doctor and Leela from the end of King of Sontar, as it's like a sort of decision that needed to be made, and if Leela trusts the Doctor's he's going to do something quite risky, and Leela didn't really like the sound of it, and it impacted through the end of King of Sontar, which is some beautiful writing, and at the start of White Ghosts a little bit. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I do really like those two stories on how that whole thing played out. I think it really does benefit if you listen to the series in order and kind of like see how their relationship changes and whatnot.
Yeah, that's season 3. It benefits the most is listen to them in order. Some of the other ones you can pick and choose, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and I also say that the series 3 as a whole is better than in the individual episodes. It's got like, if you listen to just one randomly off, without listening to the others in order, it's sort of like, it's not as good because the story's okay, but you don't get the whole character arc that's going through the whole series.
Yeah.
So I would say that much. And then novel adaptations, you had sort of like a trilogy of them, starting off with The Romance of Crime, continuing in The English Way of Death, and then concluding in The Well-Mannered War.
Yeah, the novel adaptations were good. Unfortunately, I do find Volume 1 a little underwhelming. I just think there's some of the parts I just don't like about the story. It's just the Ogrons weren't used to their full potential in Romance of Crime. The villain felt a little bit weak in some places as being talked down to by thugs. Don't really like that. But for the most part, Romance of Crime is good until it gets to that messy part 4. And the English Way of Death, it's a quirky, dark, human story, and I enjoy that one. I would say I don't rate them under average by no means whatsoever, but they're not the best stories or the best Fourth Doctor stories out there.
Yeah, I probably agree with that. Although I think the Well-Mannered War is very much where it kicks into high gear. And it's great to have 4-part Fourth Doctor stories as well, because while he works okay in the 2-part format in the Fourth Doctor Ventures, I feel his Doctor and just storytelling in general works better for Doctor Who in 4-part stories. They got a lot more time to tell the stories and really build up the mystery, because there's a lot of mystery in the Well-Mannered War, which I think works very well, and having all the plot twists in that and whatnot.
Yeah, Well-Mannered War is a close story to my heart. I love reading the book, it's absolutely incredible. Yeah, I didn't know the twists are coming out because of course I've already read the book, but still I found it with full enjoyment. It was just brilliant just to see it come alive from the book, which I love. So many great twists. The Chironians are used very well. Twists are brilliant. And your K-9, I would say, has the best performance in any story. Well, in any other story, but the Well-Mannered War is definitely top for K-9.
Yeah. I think K-9 very much on audio in this trilogy has very much benefited, because on TV he often didn't get to do much, but here he has a lot to do, like running for president or whatever it is, boss of the planet and whatnot. I think that works very well for him. And the English Way of Death, if that was done on TV, they'd probably do what they did in City of Death and sort of like write K-9 out, but here he is very much included in the story in the form of a dog basket.
Yeah. What do you think about them using the cliffhanger? Or the cliffhanger from the book?
Yeah, I think that works out quite well. I'm not sure whether I want them to resolve that cliffhanger. I kind of like the open-endedness of it.
I always liked it with that book where it just ended like that. I don't know why. So there are, things floating about that season 5 will resolve it or continue it. So I have to really wait and see about that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the side, hopefully, that they won't. But who knows right now, except for Big Finish.
And there was also kind of like a satire / suggestion that kind of affects what came after that for Doctor Who, and probably best not to talk about that because that will spoil the cliffhanger a little bit, but there is very much that idea that what happened, sort of like with the costumes and whatnot, how it became a bit more theatrical, that, yeah, it's really difficult to talk about that subject without going into the cliffhanger itself. But yeah, that's quite good. And then finally, before we move on to the future of the Fourth Doctor, Philip Hinchcliffe Presents and the Lost Stories box sets. What are your thoughts on them?
Well, if you love good old Philip Hinchcliffe and general classic Hammer horror, you should love the Philip Hinchcliffe Presents box set. The Ghost of Growlstead is a 6-parter, and honestly, it works brilliantly. Parts 1 to 4, it just feels so great. Creepy house, and a very good villain. Well, unfortunately, I forgot the name of the villain, but absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, sorry?
Was it Mordriga or something like that?
Mordriga, that is right, Mordriga. Thank you, I remember now. But unfortunately, it does sort of end, well, downs a little bit in episode 5, where they go to a completely different location. But you do find out they go to this location for a specific purpose, so I can redeem that. And episode 6, I remember Mordriga being extremely sinister and extremely powerful villain. And yeah, that's a very good story. And the Devil's Armada has some great... If you love like devil beings and demons, then you should love that story. A great battleship moment in part 3. That was incredible, that was. And part 1's cliffhanger is quite disturbing, that is, of a demon literally torturing the Doctor. That's quite crazy, that scene is. I love that. And yeah, Devil's Armada and Ghost of Growlstead are both brilliant stories. I'm not sure which one I prefer, but it's hard to say. And the Fourth Doctor box set, unfortunately, I can only talk about The Foe from the Future because I haven't listened to Valley of Death. The Foe from the Future was going to be the replacement of Talons of Wayne Cheyenne, but that's good because Talons of Wayne Cheyenne's a classic. But Foe from the Future is an interesting story. Forgot who's written it, I'm just going to have a quick look. Robert Banks Stewart, yeah. A very good writer. He's written Terror of the Zygons, Seeds of Doom, so he's a good writer. That is a good story. It does feel a little bit visual, so yeah, it explains why they replaced it with the Talons of Wayne Cheyenne. And it feels like it would cost quite a lot of money to do it.
Yeah,
so
I think the reason that it was actually made was because Robert Banks Stewart was writing it, then sort of like got another job, so couldn't write it anymore.
So it was unfinished.
Yeah. So then sort of like Robert Holmes had to quickly jump in and create something different. He did sort of like use the Foe from the Future title in a way, with Wing Chang being from the future, but other than that there's no real plot elements that are carried over.
No, nothing.
Yeah. So that's what I'd say. I'd say that just about wraps up this part of the video, and then we'll move on to the future releases part of the video right after we talk about our favourite stories.
Hello? I bet you're not expecting us.
Are you members of the Caversham Society?
He is a shaman.
A showman, a lanternist, I'd say, from this rather splendid equipment.
Mr. Holman is the most respected and admired lanternist in the business.
What the devil was that?
The sound of death.
Are you sure? What could have done this?
Doctor, wait. And listen. The glass is screaming.
And the darkness of glass just picks up straight away to have a very eerie atmosphere. Just like horror fan rock, and I can explain this definitely as Talons Wayne Cheyenne and horror fan rock. They just like these two stories slapped together, and that's actually brilliant because Talons is a fan favourite story. I personally love it, and horror fan rock is. I'll explain it like this: the characters are very Talons of Wayne Cheyenne style, which is absolutely brilliant, and the atmosphere is a lot like horror fan rock a little bit, not with aliens, but more to the horror side of it. But the feeling and the atmosphere feels like horror fan rock, which is both brilliant stories that brought together into this one. Yeah, part one was built up very good, and I like the silent screaming of the glass in the background, which is faintly heard at the start of the story. If you can hear really closely, you can actually scream it in the background without any of the characters actually noticing. You get a very quiet scream, and Leela first doesn't pick it up, but then the second time you do. But yeah, at the start of the story, it actually does a really tiny one, which I just pictured out. So then, yeah, I like it has the glass, the screaming of the glass gets louder and louder as the story progresses. Very good job on Justin Richards' part.
What a dull landscape. Grey rock, grey sky, grey puddle. How would you sum it up, Romana?
I'd call it grey.
Admiral Dawn, sir.
At ease, Captain Phineas.
The attack on the enemy craft went well, sir.
Not too well, I hope.
Greetings, Premier Harlock. I am K-9. I claim my constitutional rights. I will stand as your opponent in the coming election.
Raise your appendages. Your upper appendages.
Sorry.
You are the prisoner of the Chelonian 70th column.
Imminent attack. Plasma missile approaching. Danger. Danger.
Probably another near miss, most likely.
Okay, so this might actually be the one some of you are expecting. I'm pretty sure some of you were probably expecting this one, Destroy the Infinite, to be my favourite. And well, it very nearly was. It was a very, very tough decision. This is probably the closest decision out of all of the ones I made for this little saga of Big Finish Week mini favourite story reviews. I don't know, that bit trailed off me a bit there, but the reason this one became my favourite, the one I ended up deciding on, is because, well, it's really down to the amount of discs this one contains, in a way. This is a 2-disc story, 4 parts, it's stretched over 2 hours, whereas Destroy the Infinite is only stretched over 1 hour. And, that's not to say that I prefer 2-hour stories, and I think that 1-hour stories will never compete with them. I don't. I think there have been some wonderful 1-hour stories, but I just think that the scale that is required, these stories both have an epic scale, and on this one it's better achieved because it's got more time to stretch out the plot, and there's also more twists and turns in this one. I like a story with twists and turns, and that's something that a lot of the time can't be achieved on a 1-disc release. So that is ultimately why it is my favourite 4th Doctor release, and why I did not choose, but very nearly did choose, Destroy the Infinite.
And we are back, and now we're going to talk about the future of the 4th Doctor, and so we start off with, we'll skip Return to Telos and move straight forward to next year with Wave of Destruction.
Yeah, that one seems, I haven't really dived too much into that story, so I haven't really looked too seriously into the summary of the story, but who written it? You have to refresh my mind.
Justin Richards.
Oh, Justin Richards again. So again, I don't think it to be too serious, but again, I'm quite looking forward to having Romana 2 and the 4th Doctor in their own series now, so that'd be quite good. Except for the novel adaptations.
Yeah, I'm quite excited for that as well, and I think it's going to be, hopefully it'll be a solid release. I'm not expecting too much from it, just a solid start, and hopefully a better start than the one we got with the Exxons. And then moving on to The Labyrinth of Buddha Castle, I believe it's called, by Alan Barnes, I think.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have... for some reason, I just don't like Alan Barnes as a writer. I just don't find his writing very good. He's always let me down with a lot of stories. Storm Warning, rather average. And of course, Suburban Hell and Last of the Side Member, we won't get into them. But yeah, I'm not looking too forward to that. Anything with Alan Barnes' name on makes me think, oh dear me. But yeah, not really too optimistic about that.
I'm not sure there is Alan Barnes now. I think he might have actually written the Gallery of Ghouls, the upcoming one. No, I can't remember the writer who wrote Labyrinth of Buddha Castle now for some reason.
Oh, I hope it wasn't Alan Barnes.
Yeah, I think, should we quickly talk about the 2-part by Johnny Morris, while I just check that quickly.
Well, it's Jonathan Morris, oh no, John Dorney, sorry. So, he always delivers with his writing. So again, I expect the best. And that's the Paradox Planet and the Legacy of Death, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm quite looking forward to that, because it's sort of like the idea of 2 war zones in different time zones. That's quite exciting. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to seeing how that plays out, and obviously it being technically a 4-part story, I'm hoping for good stuff from that one.
Yeah. And Labyrinth is written by Eddie Robson.
Ah, that was it. Yeah, and it's the Gallery of Ghouls that was written by, what's his name, Alan Barnes, yeah. Sorry, I got that bit confused there. Yeah, and then, should we quickly talk about something of Trouble with Drax, that's it.
That's the John Dorney one.
Yeah, that's the John Dorney one.
Well, Ray Brooks should do a good performance, and John Dorney will write a cracking good episode. Hasn't really done a downer yet. Well, actually he has done a downer with Cricket Man, forgot to mention. That's a rather weird story, but if he just plays his cards right, he should do well.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be a bit of a comedy as well, because based on the title it sounds like it will be.
Yeah, it would be a comedy. A bit like The Fourth War, that seems a rather comedic one.
Yeah, but I think that's got quite a lot of serious undertones to it, but now moving on to the finale, which we don't have much to discuss about, except that it features the Black Guardian and the return of Cuthbert, I think his name is, something like that, and...
Yes, Cuthbert.
Yeah, that should be written by Nicholas Briggs. It's probably my least anticipated release. I'm not sure what. It's this Nicholas Briggs, other than other than Destroy the Infinite, he hasn't really impressed me too much as a writer, I feel.
Well, yeah, he's done a downer on Zygon Hunt. Well, I think the evil one was the one he ran again. Yeah, he's had a few downers, he has. But yeah, the only big one is Destroy the Infinite, so hopefully he can impress with this one.
Yeah.
I'll have to really wait and see about it.
Yeah.
And David Warner should play a good performance with Cuthbert, as he always do.
Yeah, I'll probably wait until we get sort of like synopsises and trailers for that one, because at the moment we've got nothing other than the cast list and writer and director.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much all. We got season 6. There isn't really much news about that. Apparently Jago and Lightfoot are going to feature in one story. Yeah, it's going to use the
no release titles. Just we know it's 9 stories.
Yeah, that's a bit interesting number to choose there, but yeah, I think quite excited to see how that turns out. And I think that's all we've really got to discuss now. There's not much else for the 4th Doctor coming up, so would you like to say your goodbyes?
Yeah, thank you very much thank you very much for having me on. And speaking about the 4th Doctor is great, of course, because he is a fantastic Doctor.
Yeah.
And brilliant on Big Finish. So thank you for having me on again.
Well, thank you for being here once again, and yeah, that's all we've really got to say. So thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed Big Finish Week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.